Hello guys, we've talked about the use state hook. Another important hook that I want us to discuss is the use effect hook. This hook is very important is in your journey in React. So how do we use this hook? First, we are going to import the hook use effect from React. So we are going to come down here and just before the return, we're not going to use any constant. We're not returning the use effect because the use effect does not return us anything. So we have our use effect like so, and then it takes a function. So what does use effect do? Use effect runs a function after every render. So when our component mounts on the DOM, then use effect will run a function, this function. Each time we have any render or re-render of our component, the use effect hook is going to run. So we use effect to do a lot of things like fetching of external data from the database, making API calls, making authentication. So let's just jump in and see how this is going to work. For now, we are not going to write any function. We are just going to do a console log. We'll just do a console log and we are going to say use effect run, and that's just it. So each time our JXX is being mounted on the DOM, our use effect is supposed to run. If something happens to the state and our state changes, it will cause a re-render. So this one will be rendered again to the DOM, and then our use effect is supposed to run again. So let's see that how it works. Okay, so let me go to the console. So this is our console, and let me refresh this page. Am I having create there? Okay, so I'll clear off everything and I'm going to run this. Okay, we say use effect, it runs. Now if I change the state by deleting something, it causes the use effect to run again. I change the state, it causes the use effect to run again. As I'm changing the state, it is causing the use effect to run. We come back here. So guys, that is how the use effect is used. We are going to write a lot of functions with it and see how it's going to work properly. But now one thing is, when doing use effects, always make sure that you don't change the state inside use effect, because it's going to set your program to an infinite loop. Because just look at it, if you come inside this use effect and you change the state, as the state changes, it causes a re-render, and as your component re-render, use state has to run again, and if use state should run again, it will cause your state to change. Imagine you change the state here. As soon as your state changes, it's going to cause your component to re-render, and if your component renders again, it will need that use state should render again. Use state should run, and if use states run again, the function is going to change your state, so you will be in a continuous loop. We can do something like this. We can console log, let's console log our post inside here, and then we see. So we have our blocks inside here. We go back to our browser, we refresh our page. Okay, So this is, we have 5 posts for now. So let's delete a post. You see it renders. Imagine that this function that is in useEffect, imagine that there was a function inside and the function was changing the state. It will automatically change the state again and it will cause a re-render, and automatically change the state again and it will cause a re-render. Are you seeing how the blocks are reducing because we are deleting, and useEffect is rendering again? Can you see that? Until nothing is left in our array again. So we are going to stop there for now, and in the next video we'll talk about dependencies.